Hey guys, welcome back to the Small Time Critics podcast. I'm 1/3 of the Small Time Critics. My name's Moe.
Kem.
And guys, we got two special guests. I'm gonna introduce the special guest in a minute. We still have a special guest, but he's like our guest host today. You know what I'm saying? KenKen Reviews is back in the building.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
KenKen, thank you for coming. Thank you for taking Hashi's place as well. Appreciate that. But our special. Yeah. Take his job. Our special guest. Thank you for joining us, Dylan from the Popcorn Podcast.
Pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate it. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah, we're here for some reviews, guys. So as you can see from the video, we are doing the Love Lies Bleeding review. But before we get into that, just like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when the videos are coming out. And Dylan, KenKen, both socials are going to be down in the description below. So follow up. Yep. All right, guys. Love Lies Bleeding. Everyone seen it? Everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. So KenKen ain't saying it. So KenKen's going to be here. Just you're cool with spoilers and stuff, yeah?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, cool. So we're just gonna do a quick I don't know,
synopsis,
3 minute or just something like non-spoiler review.
Yeah, sure.
Some people might have not seen it, so they just want to watch just the beginning, see if they wanna, and then
It might be putting them on the spot. But should we let our guests do the synopsis non-spoiler today? Are you up for that?
Yeah, I mean, sure. Yeah, I can try.
Go for it, man.
The spot already.
So it is Love Lies being directed by Rose Glass. It's starring Kristen Stewart, Katy O'Brien, and Ed Harris. Dave Franco is in the movie as well. But yeah, quick non-spoiler. Let you go first. What do you think?
Non-spoiler thoughts. I enjoyed this film quite a bit. I was expecting a little more sort of oomph. I was expecting a little more kind of expecting it to go a little deeper, but overall I enjoyed it. I thought it had some interesting aspects to it. Kind of the whole sort of questions around bodybuilding and kind of how that is sort of used as a kind of framework to explore sort of obsession, but also like sexuality. I thought the crime aspects were quite cool and interesting, and I feel like I've seen a lot of like trashy, bad sort of crime-based films that sort of take place in the kind of American outback. Seen a lot of like trash out there, and this was definitely one of the good ones. So yeah, I had a good time with it. I thought it was quite refreshing. I thought the performances were great. I thought the film was very well directed. I thought it was a nice sort of clean cut, sort of didn't waste too much time, sweet, an hour and 45-minute runtime film. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I mean, I have a couple of issues here and there, but overall, yeah, like solid film, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, you know what? I never expected to like this. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely felt a chore until I turned it on. The first bit, I was trying to watch it and trying to be sort of just trying to be objective to just to understand, it's a film. And I've just got this thing. I don't really mess with. Was it Kirsten?
Kristen.
Kristen.
This one's Kristen.
Kristen Stewart. Yeah.
I always used to mix up as well.
Yeah, because since the whole Twilight thing, I'm like, saying that she does have some of those traits in her performance.
Have you seen? But you've seen her since Twilight, though, right?
No, I refuse to.
Really?
I refuse to.
She's pretty good actress,
just because of Twilight.
I refuse to.
She's pretty good.
She's good, but it's like you've seen Robert Pattinson and stuff.
Robert Pattinson,
right?
Look, Robert Pattinson.
You had to because it was Batman, didn't it?
Yeah, you couldn't avoid that one.
You didn't see him till Batman.
No.
Watch Good Time, bro.
No. Tenet. That's where he won me over. Tenet. That's where he won me over.
I will say, like the pair of them.
Because it was Christopher Nolan, that's why you watched it.
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan and what's his name?
Dave
Washington. Yeah, that's the only reason why. But he won me over.
No, both of them are really good actors.
Yeah.
Like
which one?
Both.
They're both.
And Kristen.
Both.
The thing with Twilight. Let me tell you something about Twilight. Yeah, going off topic quickly. If you've read the book, I haven't read the book, but I've done like summaries and that.
Yeah.
Her portrayal is like 98% perfect.
Spot on.
Yeah. So if you think she's just a trash no, she's acting in that.
But if she's doing the same thing here, isn't that sort of kind of like an indictment of her performance?
Do you feel like she's doing the same thing?
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
I kind of, mate. You know what? Anyway, can I get back to my spoiler? So yeah, as I said, I felt that there was a bit of that there, but overall, she kind of won me over, and her overall performance sort of spoke for itself. I'm a bit, whenever I go into these sort of movies, I'm a bit sort of like apprehensive because they tend to follow a certain sort of storyline where the man is like misogynistic and stuff like that. But it really worked in this one. Really worked. Again, the antagonist in this one, whether it's the dad or the husband, again, they played it really well, and it was just it really sort of flushed itself out in a really well done. And it's like, as you say, the runtime was perfect. I didn't need any more. A little less, it wouldn't have made a difference for me, but runtime was perfect. But overall, I enjoyed it, and I didn't expect to enjoy it, so made it a little bit more. But yeah, I enjoyed it. There was some weird stuff in there that I need to ask you guys because I didn't understand, and I still don't understand.
Yeah. No, I thought it was cool. It wasn't bad or anything, but I didn't think it was great or anything like that. I thought the acting was superb though. It was really, really good. Katy O'Brien, I think her name. I don't think I've seen her in anything else.
I've seen her like briefly in like The Mandalorian. She plays like one sort of empire kind of character. She sort of sits at the desk.
She's in.
It looks like she's in. She is.
Yeah.
I just saw it.
Yeah, she's in Ant-Man.
I feel like most people have slapped that film out.
Yeah, Quantumania. That wasn't great.
Mandalorian, is she the one that's like sneaking in the alleyways and all that, talking?
So I haven't seen season 3, so I think she's more featured in season 3, but I've seen her like kind of sort of as the.
I've seen her somewhere.
Yeah.
She's got a very distinctive look. Yeah, and obviously being one of like such a big stature, obviously for a woman, she's very sort of like muscular as well.
Yeah, she has a lot of masculine features. Yeah, like her jawline is like.
Yeah.
I mean, Henry Cavill's got to run for his money.
Yeah, so you can't really miss her if you definitely see her.
No, I mean, yeah, she was good, but there was some aspects of her performance I was just like, I'm not sure about. And maybe I just want to ask you guys when it comes to the spoilers. But overall, I think everything was cool. The ending, I don't know about the third act for me, and I've never like act like I'm the smartest person in the room. Maybe I didn't get it or something. I know this movie was trying to tell a message, and I don't know what that may have been. So I don't know if I understood it fully. And I just think maybe the third act as well is just like, I don't know if I was fully there with the resolution. You know what I mean, of it all fully. But yeah, overall decent movie. I wasn't bored or anything. I guess that's because of the runtime too. It wasn't too much. They kind of got into things pretty quickly, so that was
for someone that hasn't seen it. Are we talking about like on the same lane as is it Pain and Gain?
You know
it's not a comedy.
Like, no, it's not comedic at all.
It's not comedy, but you know what? I would put it in the same, obviously bar the comedic sort of element of Pain and Gain, but I would sort of put it in the same sort of bracket in the type of movie I think it is.
Like bodybuilders dealing in crime or something like that. No?
Yes or no?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. I never thought of Pain and Gain when I was watching it.
Yeah, for me, it's like Pain and Gain is like the most like Michael Bay film that there is, and like that's so like distinct. Like it's a Michael Bay. Pain and Gain is like, for me, it's like dumb fun. Like it's like I lose brain cells when I watch that film, but like it's a lot of fun watching these guys just go back. So like genre wise, it's in a similar element, but I feel like this is a lot more kind of. This is definitely more art house driven. I feel like a lot of those elements definitely come into play in the third act. And this is a lot more sort of meditative. There's much less action. It's more about kind of the relationships and how they sort of develop. It's not as flashy. It's still a very well shot film, but it doesn't have like, sweat and like, I mean, it does have sweat, but it doesn't have like all these like flashing lights and all this kind of glamorized sort of look to it like Pain and Gain does. This is definitely more kind of like a meditative. It's not a character study, but it's more so
things are being explored in this, isn't it? In terms of Pain and Gain, like it's kind of almost mindless in a way.
Definitely.
It's not fun, but
Quick thing before we move on, I have to shout out A24.
They've had a crazy run.
Crazy, and my thing is, within the next 5 years, A24 wouldn't be like the sort of like. I don't want to put any disrespect, but saying like the little brother in regards to sort of all these big.
These production companies,
but
studios.
In the next 5 years, A24 is going to be up there. Like I'm talking about rivaling all these other production companies because what they're doing is crazy.
A24
I'm not sure.
One of these big companies.
I don't know if people will buy.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I feel like the reason why A24 is so great is because it doesn't do the same as the other studios. It is specifically for like art house films specifically for that kind of, you know, you give the creators, the directors a lot of the creative control as opposed to studio blockbusters.
Low budget.
That, you know, have their own agenda. Which is why I was kind of like lukewarm about Civil War recently, because it's an A24 film, but it was kind of branching over into like blockbuster territory. And I was just like...
So you wouldn't want that?
I mean, I
ultimately,
feel... No, I like the fact that there are different kinds of... This is opening up the questions like, what is a blockbuster? Can we like sort of challenge the expectations of what a blockbuster is? It gives way to more variation in blockbusters. But I feel like A24 for me has been so great because they've just always kind of not stayed small, but they've dared to kind of tell the stories where that you know, mainstream blockbusters wouldn't do, you know. And they've had so much success to the
I feel like they have their lane.
Are they a film studio or just a publisher?
I think no, they're a film studio, and they're like, they produce a lot of films. And
they have a lane, and I think they should just stay in that lane, that niche kind of thing. Because I don't know, when these monies have a lot of budget, they really use that money to do like some crazy ridiculous things sometimes, innit? So I don't know if it makes sense. Fair. A lot of our favorite movies in the past few years have been A24 films. 100%. Do you know what I mean? 100%. So they got a formula and it works, I guess.
I don't think they have a formula.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I think the formula is...
I mean, creatively. Like as in the people they get and things like that. So but not every movie is the same or anything.
Oh, no, 100%. Like that's why I love it,
What's the best A24 film so far?
I don't... I might sound crazy saying this. Is Everything Everywhere All at Once?
It is,
That might be my favorite.
I mean, it's had like a lot of sort of critical success. It did like Moonlight. It did Everything Everywhere.
Charlie was fair.
A lot of A24 films have had like
the best A24.
I like Hereditary as well. Like it's one of my favorite horror films.
We might have to do a list for A24 films.
Definitely.
That'll be fun. Should we get spoilers though?
Quickly before you move on. Kristen Stewart, is this her best role?
I haven't seen it in many things personally.
My best role for her is Underwater. Have you seen that?
Underworld?
I've seen
Underwater.
No, I haven't seen it.
I thought that was a fun film.
Yeah. I liked her acting in that.
I think her best performance for me was in the film...
Don't say Twilight. Okay.
Was in the film Spencer. She played Princess Diana.
Okay.
And this, I think it might have been an A24 film, but it was last year before. Sorry. Okay. And I think she got nominated for that as well. So
I remember seeing the promos for that, the videos, little vignettes and stuff. Yeah, that was Okay. I need to watch more of her films for sure, but. Yeah, she's good, man. She's really good.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how her and, like, since you mentioned Twilight, her and Robert Pattinson, because they got their careers off on that, for everyone saw them as those characters and whatever. I really respect their efforts to like do
branch out,
like
and
branch
redefine.
Out. Yeah, like like they've both done so many indie films in between.
Yeah.
If you go watch those indie films, like you said, Good Time is fantastic. Like,
isn't that A24?
A24 as well. Yeah.
Because you see, you saying that, Twilight is not as big as Harry Potter.
No.
But it's got its own cult following.
Yeah. Oh, most definitely.
And Radcliffe ain't been able to shake off Harry Potter.
He's
These
not.
Twilight lot can jump in and out.
Oh, that's true.
But can I say something? I just feel like I like Daniel Radcliffe. Yeah, I just don't think he's as good of an actor as Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart.
I agree.
I think that's the reason, because like, I mean, I think he's fine, but let's be honest, like Harry Potter isn't known for its like acting sort of. It's the concept and it's the world building and whatnot. But like, you know, Robert Pattinson for me and like Kristen Stewart, they become Robert Pattinson is at least. You see the different roles that he's played, really becomes those characters. Whereas Daniel Radcliffe's like, he's really trying to crack the Harry Potter code. He's really trying to branch out. And
I think he's focusing on breaking away from it too much. If he just naturally.
But then, with the success of Harry Potter being so big, wouldn't that make it like a harder task to actually break away from?
Definitely,
from that sort of role? Because again, as you say, Twilight has a cult following, and it was good for those people who think it was good, but not everybody thought it was good, which means that if obviously when you're seeing like Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart is seen in other stuff, you could say, you know what, I will give you props for that role. Whereas Harry Potter, I mean Daniel Radcliffe, any sort of praise he's getting, it's for the Harry Potter roles, which was like what 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard. It's like sorry before we
go
go. It's like there's a few sort of like, you know what? What's his Macaulay Culkin?
Yep.
He's a victim of that.
Yeah,
He's a victim of that. There's a lot
He's
of
probably worse than Radical.
yeah. There's a lot of victim of sort of young success. But yeah.
His brother's doing all the
Oh yeah, it's successful.
Succession.
I haven't seen Succession yet, but yeah. But
so
I
good.
know.
Yeah.
Wait,
No, don't do it to me. Don't say KenKen. It's just a
Scott-
Mo moment.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Is that his brother?
No, that's
Not Michael Cera. I mean, is he in that film?
Yes.
He is, isn't it?
Yes,
Is he?
Yes, he is.
I didn't know that.
Wait, Macaulay
Yes.
or Kieran?
Kieran.
Is it?
Kieran Culkin.
He's my man's best friend in Scott Pilgrim
he
versus the World.
is. He is.
Honestly, I promise you it's the last question before we move on.
Yeah, we gotta get to
Yeah,
spoilers,
yeah.
guys.
No,
That's a
I mean
mind blow.
spoilers.
Sorry, my bad.
The last question. Macaulay Culkin or his brother? Who's the better actor?
Well, Macaulay Culkin acted when he was.
I mean, I only really know Macaulay Culkin for
From
his
Home
kid.
Alone.
From
Yeah.
his kids.
Did he do anything else after that?
Well, he
He
got
has
like
a little-
addicted to drugs, and then he
Yeah.
sort of just
Yeah,
went
I don't
downhill
think
a
he
bit
did
and hasn't
anything
really
like that,
recovered
no.
since.
I
He
feel
did,
like
like,
I feel like
cameos,
I feel like I've seen him
probably.
cameos. As I was gonna
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
yeah. But no, Kieran in Succession is amazing.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
He's good. But spoilers, please.
Spoilers
guys.
for
Love Lies
Love
Bleeding.
Lies
We're
Bleeding.
still on that.
Okay, cool. No, it's been a minute. All right, cool. Spoilers.
Yeah, do you want to get into it? What do you think of that characters? and things?
You know what? As I said, like I was a bit apprehensive because I thought I thought it was gonna have like a really sort of feminist push, which I don't mind. But with feminist push, it's like they focus on messaging so much, in my opinion, some of these movies, and I felt they didn't. At first, I thought they was going to, especially when there was that scene where they were outside and the two big guys was like basically trying to chat up. What's her name?
Katy O'Brien.
Katy O'Brien,
Her
like,
name in
what's
this
the character?
is
But
called-
anyway,
yeah.
Jacqueline. I think it's
Jackie.
Jackie,
yeah.
yes.
And it's almost like, yeah, these guys are going to be all sort of creepy, and then because of rejection, like he lashes out at her, but they didn't stick on that, and I was like, that's brilliant.
Do you know what's
Don't make
crazy?
it. Don't focus on that.
Do you know what's crazy? Because of how like intimidating she looked as a person, I genuinely thought she would do okay in a fight with them. I'm not even joking.
Probably would, yeah.
I was like, she'd be fine.
Considering what she does during the rest of the film.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Can I ask a question? Like, again, this might actually genuinely be a Mo moment. Yeah. So if you don't know what a Mo moment is, a Mo moment is where something is so blatantly obvious,
Yeah.
and obviously it just goes over.
I just
my head.
don't
Okay.
catch it.
Okay.
That's why I said I'm not the smartest guy in the room, guys.
So this phrase Mo moment is because of him. Anyway, this Hulk sort of situation. What was that about?
So listen, I want to get to that, but that's the third act though.
No, but it's not the third act though. It happened before. It happened before the third act.
Not like that though. Not like that.
I mean,
I have a different interpretation of how it happened earlier in the movies.
Okay. Let's
Like,
go there
I
and
just
then
feel
we'll get
like
to it.
obviously this she was taking quite a lot of steroids
Yeah.
and she got addicted and things like that. And obviously they're trying to explore the aspects of like roid rage and things like that. But I thought like she's just they're showing us like what do they call it? Like you know, like when she's acting one
Yeah.
scene and then she when she's working out one
Yeah.
scene, she's working out next one. It's those quick, what are they called? Those montages, right? I feel like in those ones, it's just showing like what the steroids are doing. Like it's growing her muscles, it's helping her.
I felt it was like a
The
Hulk
veins are
situation.
popping out and things like that. And when she gets angry, is the roid rage popping out? So it's like doing that, showing the veins and stuff like that is kind of like a way to show that the roid rage is coming in, basically.
I
In a
don't
way,
think
it's
that.
kicking
No,
in.
I could see. Where
That's how I saw it. But then when it happened in the third act, that kind of almost took me completely out of the movie, honestly,
Yeah.
because I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
It was, I didn't like the only part in this movie where we saw something that was a bit like, I don't know, I guess how do you explain, like supernatural, I suppose,
Yeah.
was when she threw up
Kristen, but again,
Kristen Stewart, but it ended
yeah.
up obviously being her own throw up.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's how I saw it anyway.
Obviously, I don't think anyone here take roids. Obviously, I look like I take roids, but don't worry, I don't.
Stop
yeah.
it.
I'm just saying, yeah.
Stop it.
But is roids like a psychedelic sort of drug?
It can have side
Yeah.
effects.
Okay,
It can have a lot of side effects.
Because she was like completely like gone for the loop.
It's roid rage, bro. If you think about like,
So
I mean-
that's the sort of perception of roid rage.
Yeah, so I mean, I actually thought that stuff was actually one of the like things I actually genuinely liked about the film.
yeah,
That the whole sort of physicality aspect of the character, constantly throughout the film, we're seeing these moments where her muscles are bulging
Yeah.
kind of in like over the top ways.
Yeah.
Obviously that's not what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
But that was a kind of art house kind of feel coming into the film of like transcending what's happening realistically and it becoming more of a metaphor.
Yeah.
So like the more she takes it, I felt like the story for her story was more to do with this idea of bodybuilding, taking roids, and the idea of obsession.
Yeah.
And as she continuously goes down that path, like the more and more kind of obsessed she is with
Yeah.
it, and the roid situation of her physically looking bigger and becoming bigger in a more sort of kind of supernatural
Yeah.
way was just kind of that metaphor for her kind of losing control. And at the end, obviously the characters aren't seeing her look like fucking Godzilla.
Yeah.
Even though they acted like it.
Even though they acted like it, yeah.
So
But
was it more the creator trying to let the viewer know what she's thinking?
absolutely,
How she feels.
absolutely.
Kind of thing.
Because her whole thing is like, this is, I feel like one of my problems with the character was they didn't give her, like, she wasn't developed enough. I didn't think like, I was really interested by the whole bodybuilding aspect, especially since it's a woman doing it.
Yeah.
I think that's a really interesting subject. And I feel like they could have really explored why she was, so passionate about bodybuilding. There's a line she says earlier on in the film where she says, it makes her feel strong. And you could see all these kind of patriarchal kind of, she has a past of like, she's like, or you can sort of guess that, she's been through this patriarchal system and she's kind of felt certain ways, and going to the gym and bodybuilding is just an outlet for her to kind of feel stronger, feel more in control.
Yeah.
Yet there are still these kind of patriarchal norms that she's not able to break out. The first time we see her in the film, she's getting by Dave Franco, right?
Yeah.
And he's this pathetic guy. She can strangle this guy. She could kill him, which she does. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But yet he has some sort of hold on her, just via the system.
No, of course.
And she's still the inferior, even though she's physically stronger.
You're right. Yeah.
And obviously, the more she takes drugs, the more addicted she gets to it. So the whole sort of visual aspect of that, I thought was done really well, and I liked it. And obviously, it's really weird and whatnot, but that is kind of like, I feel like if you took that out, the art house wouldn't have. Aspect
Is
of it
it
wouldn't have
Dave
been
or James?
Dave. Yeah. You know
That's
what?
the younger one.
the shorter one.
Sure.
I do like Dave Franco, but going back to what you were saying, after you saying that, I definitely I'm leaning more towards like agreeing with what you're saying. But yet, again, it's not a but yet. Like again, I really do like, because she is the more physical presence with the two of those, with her and the other girl, Lou. Yet Lou takes on a more sort of dominant and like a dominant role, and I thought that was beautiful.
Because of her father, isn't it?
Yeah. No, obviously in the life of crime, and it was kind of cool from my point of view that they didn't focus so much on her past when the audience know she's got a past, and you have those little flashbacks and everything, so you could understand. It's almost like, okay, we know you've got a past, and we all know, and then those flashbacks sort of like confirm, okay, so this is where it is, this is what it's about. I felt that was brilliant. And again, as I said at the beginning, I was so apprehensive in regards to sort of, I thought it was going to be one of those super sort of feminist film, but it wasn't. It done, and I think they portrayed Jackie really well, that even though she's physically dominating in the screen and everything, she was so fragile.
But that's the
and it was one of addiction as well, because again, the addiction part of it, the more physically sort of physical presence in Jackie, she was the weaker one of the two, even though Kristen Stewart is the one that she was having to sort of come off the cigarettes and everything, and I reckon they done that really well. That was a little comedic sort of element for me as well.
I feel like they've both they both had to survive in a way, but they've both done it in such different ways. And but yeah, my thing, I guess, with like the bulking up and stuff like that, I think my problem with it is that because the way she's portrayed is so well done, even though she wasn't very much developed, I just feel like because her stature is like that, Like, I feel like she could have done that, especially to Ed Harris, who looks old and frail in the movie.
Yeah.
Could have done that without having to look like that. Do you know what I mean? Even though we know that never happened, but I feel like it still would have had the same effect for me anyway if she just did it herself.
Okay.
I think that's what it is. But yeah, no, I don't know. I just that last part just threw me off quite a bit for some reason, just because of how it looked. But I do get you guys' point of view on it. It makes sense. But yeah,
No, fair.
that's where I am with it.
Yeah.
But and also, sorry.
No, cool.
In terms of the character development, there was like a phone call she had, who I'd assume was a little brother or something like that.
Exactly, yeah.
And then the mum comes on, don't call back again.
Yeah.
I want to know
No,
more of that.
Yeah, I would.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like,
And this is what I meant. Like, I wanted a bit more of her backstory, like what her sort of family aspect was, if she had a family aspect, or like, and why she got into bodybuilding in the first place. But not a bit more of that. And I felt like if there was a bit more of that, you know, that character would have been a lot more developed. Like you said.
Would you have taken that sort of more flushed out character at the expense of runtime?
But and that's what I was thinking of.
It's an interesting question.
That's what I was thinking of. I don't know how. I mean, 2 hours I would have been okay with. It was 140. Do you know what I mean? So like,
but you tend to feel it with these sort of films because again, it's not like they were.
If it's interesting enough, though,
counties or whatever it is, it was just in this backwards sort of place.
If her character, like if those backstories are interesting enough, I don't know if I would feel it. I think I would be okay.
So it's an interesting question because for me, like I feel like one of my main like issues with the film, like one of the things, I feel like a lot of the things, like the film, in my opinion, is quite objectively like it's a solid film. It's a good film, but I feel like a lot of the oh shit moments didn't quite hit and it fell quite a bit flat. And I feel like for example,
one of them did for me.
For example, there's two moments in the film where they need to get rid of a body, right?
Yeah.
And obviously they've got the FBI on them and this and that. And in those, like, there's the scene in the apartment where she's hiding the body behind the couch,
sofa,
right? And in that moment, I wanted to be so like tensed up, like shit.
You never felt that, did you? I didn't feel that. Yeah,
never felt that.
I agree.
And I just felt like the film needed to do a little bit more for me to kind of buy into their relationship or like care for their relationships a bit more. I think it's interesting what you said because I agree with you about this film. I don't think it's necessarily, for me, it wasn't more of a feminist thing. It was more so like just generally speaking, like a modern day woke kind of situation. Like usually with a lot of films like this, the creators are trying to shove an agenda down your face. And often what happens is you become alienated. You're like, why am I being preached to? Can we focus on the story? I don't feel like that film did this, and I think that's why it worked.
Yes.
It wasn't like, oh, look at us, we're an LGBTQ relationship, ha ha ha. It wasn't like that. It just sort of just let that take events naturally.
Completely agree.
And it wasn't the focus. That wasn't the focus. So yeah, I thought it did a great job with those kind of aspects. But yeah, no, I just wanted a little more from
Jackie.
I felt like the film needed to do a little bit more for me to care about the relationship a bit more. But I thought it was good. I thought it was well done.
Was it wrapped up well?
Sorry?
Was it wrapped up well?
No, not for me.
No.
Well, that's the thing I'm a bit iffy with. It's just, I don't know. It's just.
I feel like we all saw it coming.
I'm
like
sorry.
That kind of ending.
Did we
driving off in the sun, into the sunset?
But also, what happened while they were riding off? Like, Kristen Stewart, first of all, her character Lou, I think it was. At the end of the day, fundamentally, I feel like she's a good person. Yeah. She tries to be at least. But what she did at the end was kind of messed up. Do you know what I mean? Even though I know she's scared to like get caught and stuff like that because I can't remember the character's name that was in the back of the truck. They thought it was dead, but she knew too much. Yeah. But she just went back and just finished it off and just had a cigarette. And I was just like, okay, wait.
It was a bad one.
Like, hold on a second.
But you know what? I don't agree. But I'm just saying, like, I kind of understand the sort of like the trajectory or how that sort of played out because she was put in a awkward position where she doesn't like. It's almost like, again, this is great. This is great as well. It shows the sort of disparity in society and how stuff are done, how people use themselves. And she had to, even though it was still a woman, she had to use her body to do something, to get a result that she did not want to do because she was chasing her. She was on her case for the longest time with her mashup teeth. She was on her case. Yeah, I know. But on her case, and in order to sort of silence her and keep her quiet, she had to sort of use her body and to sort of keep her quiet. And in that process, she clearly felt disgusted in herself. And then
I don't know, man.
No, I think clearly she did. And then obviously when Jackie came, and so long story short, so she had to this girl is fiending for Kristen Stewart, and she's seen Jackie and Kristen Stewart, and she's now jealous. But obviously this is when they saw her, they're in the process of disposing the body.
Okay.
So she's got something on them now. And she's basically saying, I saw Jackie driving the car when it was actually Kristen Stewart driving the car. Yeah. So she think I'm doing something good. But in order to sort of keep her quiet, she's like, oh no, it was just a fling, me and you. But then Jackie comes and obviously shoots her and.
My God, but that's the one that shocked me, by the way. When that happened, I think the way they shot that was really well, showing only Kristen's perspective.
Just the blood.
My God. I was like, wait, what happened?
So 1 second. When she puked.
Yes.
So did she get shot twice or was it once?
She puked. She puked first.
What are you talking about? Are you talking about
when the one that's chasing Kristen Stewart trying to beat
outside the house?
Yeah.
She puked first.
Yeah, and then I thought she got. I initially thought she got shot once, but then
no, she puked.
She puked.
She definitely puked.
Yeah, no, she puked, but then did she puke at the result of the shot?
No. She tried to hug her and stuff like that and just be clingy. And she's like, okay, wait. She's trying to open the door. As she's trying to open the door, she pukes, right? Yeah, she said, get off me. As she's opening the door, she pukes. And then Kristen Stewart's walking in the door now, and the camera's only on her, and you just see a blood splatter on her back of her neck. I was like, whoa.
Proper visceral.
And then she was just put in what a situation. She's like, oh, now I've got another thing. I got to deal with this. But I thought the way they did that was really well done.
Yeah, no,
but I don't know. What's your perspective of the very, very end of what she did?
I thought the film was going to finish with them just driving off into the sunset. I thought the credits were going to hit then and there. And then we had another 5 minutes of the body in the back of the trunk.
Waking up.
And I was like, okay, I'm not sure what's going to happen here. I didn't actually expect her to kill her. But I felt like that kind of made the ending a little disjointed for me, because I was like, you had the perfect ending. I was like, yes, it's like a meta ending, like you drive off into the sunset, like great. And then you had this extra scene, which I don't know what that scene was trying to ask or what it was trying to say. Yeah, is it trying to say that Kristen Stewart, because she's so in love with Katy, she's gonna do anything for Katy, she can become a murderer in that sense?
I felt like a Bonnie and Clyde sort of situation. Yeah.
Or is she doing the kind thing and putting her out of her misery? Or is it like what is it? This is what I'm saying. It was a bit like it didn't communicate what it wanted to well enough for me. Or is it supposed to be some ambiguous thing? Like maybe it is. I don't know.
For me, I felt that. Again, I tend to say it in some of these movies. The end, that bit was not warranted, because again, when everything was all wrapped up and they were sort of eloping or sort of getting out of the situation, I had this, the lady in the back was out of my mind.
Yeah.
So if they'd had that situation without the girl,
it would have been fine.
It wouldn't have bothered me. Yeah. But then to do that, it's like, okay, what, she's succumbing to her addiction again? Is she? And what's going on?
For me, I almost took it as almost like a comedic aspect of
oh my God, I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah. I feel like driving off, and then you hear this thing in the back, and you're like, oh shit, oh, it's a happy ending, but then there's also this fucking she's still trying to ruin things almost in a way, even though she knows she's a corpse. Yes. But I found that quite funny. But like I said, cohesive, thematically, I don't know what that was supposed to kind of say. But
let's wrap this up. Quick
question.
Go on.
Do we want to see these characters return to the big screen?
No.
The characters?
I think the story.
Yeah, as in a sequel.
Oh, no. I think it's fine.
I think the characters. However, now that you say that, I feel like the characters were. There were. I would like to. It's kind of like. I would be down to see films based on them, as individuals before, Katy O'Brien, the whole bodybuilding thing, or Kristen Stewart, her past, or Ed Harris, the villain.
Yes.
I feel like you got glimpses of his kind of villainy from the past, but you never got the full picture. You never got the full story. So I mean, I'm not saying man, I'll be down to go watch individual films, but the characters were interesting enough that I'd be interested to see a bit more into their past.
So you're saying there were characters that possibly deserve the Better Call Saul treatment?
So I haven't seen Better Call Saul, but I know. what
You
you're
get
saying.
the, you get the
I haven't seen
concept.
Yes, in a way, yeah.
From what I gathered, in Breaking Bad, that character was so distinctive that he needed.
You needed something.
I'm saying, is there any characters in here that you feel like?
I would say the closest I would say would be Ed Harris's character, which was.
There was something. The thing is, like, some of these characters were just a bit underdeveloped. Just slightly.
Yeah.
And Ed Harris's character, I don't know if it's just because of how good an actor he is.
Yeah.
He was very intimidating. He could like what he did. So I don't know. And the crazy thing for me when he ate the bug, I was like, yeah, he's crazy. He's nuts. This guy's nuts.
But then again, I don't want to be that guy. But going back to saying that, Ed Harris, I would love to have seen that. But would that have taken away from that story of them two? If we saw more of him, because he's such a character. He's such a presence in the film.
Yeah. Even though he doesn't have as much runtime.
Yeah.
You feel his kind of
presence.
Like overarching presence throughout the film.
So if you had more, would it have sort of taken away from their that relationship there?
So I remember I'm saying more after.
No. I think the story is, for me at least.
The story, same here. They could do more. They're going to California. The idea is for her to get a job at the gym. Similar things could happen, but it could turn into like a John Wick situation where it's like the same thing again and again. Like, I don't know. But even though I like the John Wicks, but you know.
Yeah, I was about to come at you. Don't come for John.
But any other thoughts, guys, on the movie?
I think it was solid. I thought it was good.
I think from everything you have said, I think I will give it away.
Yeah, definitely give it away. I actually want to see what your your review about it. Yeah,
definitely worth it. I also like how the way they told the backstory of Kristen Stewart actually doing a killing for her dad by just showing just these quick images of it. It's not like a full-on flashback. It's just like a, do you know what I mean? That was pretty cool. But we want to do a rating quickly, right? So SDC score just out of 10.
I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
7 out
I give it a 7 out of 10. I think,
6.5.
6. I would also 7 is fine for me. Yeah, I think 7 is good. Yeah, it's around that range. Yeah, decent movie, worth to watch. But before we end the episode, guys, quick questions just for you, Dylan.
Yeah.
I've already asked you these before.
You don't get these questions.
If you want to see KenKen's answers for these questions, go back to the past videos with him. All right, so they're meant to be quick fire, but just do whatever you like. It's all good.
Sure.
Just about 5 of them. So number 1, what is your guilty pleasure movie?
Crazy Stupid Love. If you're talking about like guilty pleasure sort of action-y films, Prince of Persia: Sands of Time.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
The Sorcerer's Apprentice. The Mummy is one of my favorite films. But I actually like the original, like the Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz one. But I actually think it's legitimately like a solid film. Like, I don't even think it's a guilty pleasure.
I'd say the same about Prince of Persia. I liked it.
I liked it.
I love Crazy Stupid Love, by the way.
Crazy Stupid Love.
I think it's so good. I'm not gonna lie.
Fair.
You got any more? You good there?
I think those are kind of. I'll let you know if I think of it.
Yeah. All right. What is your favorite movie? Just your favorite movie?
So I would have to say my favorite movie is Jurassic Park. That is the film that made me fall in love with films to initially begin with. It's the reason why I'm talking to you on this podcast right now. Yeah. That's the one that started it all for me.
Someone else said that.
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember who said that.
I'm trying to remember who it was as well. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's all right. I think it might have been actually Steve. Huh? Was that Spielberg? Yeah.
Spielberg.
I keep mixing it too.
I think Stephen Geekface said it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Who is the best actor alive?
Don't say.
Obviously.
No.
Name a film and we'll try and guess.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
so is the question who's the GOAT or who's the current best worker?
Alive
for you.
Alive right now. So like, yeah. However you want to see it. However you want to interpret the question.
I mean, it's hard to
narrow it down.
Not go with. For me, like I would say Daniel Day-Lewis, but. I mean, you could throw a few in there. I mean,
your goat.
My favorite. This is not favorite actors though, is it? This is like who's objectively.
Yours.
Who's my favorite? Yeah. Who's my favorite actor
of all time?
Alive. See, I was thinking
who's
my
favorite actors. So we're changing.
I was thinking
is it a favorite or is it?
Do you know what? Do both.
Okay, so if I'd say objectively who the best actor is working, he's not working anymore, but like who's alive?
Yeah.
Daniel Day-Lewis for me, I think is.
Who is not working anymore?
I mean, he doesn't really do movies, isn't he?
He's retired now. His last one was.
Hasn't he said that before though, and he's come back?
He might have said it once, but I think Phantom Thread with Paul Thomas Anderson he did.
I think he's got the most Best Actor Oscars.
Yeah, he does. He's got 3.
Did he win?
He won all of them. Yeah, he won the 3.
So he's like, yeah, I've clocked this thing.
He's like, I'm out. Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
But your favorite?
My favorite actors, it's a joint, is Ryan Gosling and Jake Gyllenhaal. Oh no!
Hey,
no!
No, we had a streak.
You know what it is? A lot of people have been coming here saying Denzel.
We had a streak.
Sorry guys. I love Denzel as well.
Yeah, we had a streak.
Denzel's great. He is great.
Those are 2 good choices.
Yeah.
No, you're Ryan Gosling, isn't it?
Nah, Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds, yeah.
Ryan Reynolds is fun. Yeah.
But no, Jake Gyllenhaal I feel like is underrated as well.
Yeah, nah.
He's
I think
great.
after they've given Leonardo his awards.
Yeah.
Jake needs to be in the talk.
Definitely, man. His work in Nightcrawler is incredible.
Yeah. All right. What is a film you wish was deleted from existence?
Oh my gosh.
Almost like I wish I got my 2 hours, 3 hours back.
Oh.
Something like that, I guess.
Oh my
100%.
gosh. Yeah. I mean, I'm tending to look more towards the MCU. Oof.
Quantumania. Madam Web.
Oh, Madam Web. I mean, Madam Web was just like
That's not MCU.
In my opinion, Madam was just bad. It's not like, you know what? Madam was bad for being bad sake.
Bro, they wish they didn't even do it.
Yeah.
Just delete it.
No, but if they acknowledge that, that's fine. But when people actually think a movie was good,
yeah.
But yeah, go on, Dylan.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a film where I'm literally like, I just don't want that film. I don't want to think about that film. It's a tough one.
The Thor 2. I'm just thinking.
No,
MCU
I'm thinking
movies.
for Love and Thunder every
Love and
single
Thunder
time.
Yeah, I would also say Love and Thunder as well, as opposed to Thor 2. But gosh, this is tricky.
Shall we go back to
I mean, this is kind of more so like, it's a bit of a cheat. I'm cheating the answer here, but like the I would say The Last Jedi, right?
This is for different reasons.
Because the vision for that completely contradicts Force Awakens,
okay.
and that the sequel trilogy.
You can't look past that.
Yeah, I think there are good aspects of The Last Jedi, but I just think it just hijacked that trilogy.
Fair.
And I feel like that ethos, and like, I can't get behind it, even though I think some of that film is interesting and is good, has good aspects. Completely against. So then when you get to Rise of Skywalker, I mean, J.J. Abrams was trying to do a course correction, land a crashing ship, and like, it just completely messed that entire.
You look hurt there. You look upset.
He does, yeah, he's very passionate. I can tell. No,
But
but I like
Star Wars over Star Trek.
Yeah.
But I like that aspect of like deleted from existence. It's not like I don't want this because it's like conventionally trash.
There's
like
actual reasoning.
It's like it's like because of how it's messed up what I love.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
because I can get over like a shitty film.
Yeah,
but like one that actively like goes to ruin something. It's like why?
Yeah.
Why?
Fair enough. Yeah. All right, last one. What is the last great thing you saw? It can be either film or TV.
The last great film I saw.
Great thing, yeah. Anything.
Thing
Film or TV show.
I don't watch too many TV shows, to be completely honest. I need to get more on it. I do have like the same as like The Boys and whatnot. The last great film I have. I mean, I'm sorry to sound like everyone else on the internet, but like Dune Part 2 for me. Like, sorry, it's just it just is so good.
There is no apology needed. Just saying.
None
I was
whatsoever.
hoping.
What's that?
No apology.
Yeah. It's just so good, man.
Obviously, just so you know, because we've got a thing here. Like, obviously, Mo would tell you, but no, I'll tell you. I'm Lisan Al Gaib.
Yeah.
So they call me Lisan. I tell them not to.
They just call me that.
Yeah.
Oh man. No.
Yeah. I'm gonna change my depot.
All right, so that was that. Thank you.
Appreciate
you joining us.
Of course, man.
Thank you for being a co-host, my friend.
Thank you.
Dylan's not going anywhere.
No, Dylan is
No, KenKen is, but yeah.
No, KenKen, yeah.
Damn.
A few more reviews coming, so guys, stick around. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when the videos are coming out. Remember, Dylan and KenKen Socials are down in the description below, so go check them out. We'll see you guys soon. Peace.